So, hi, this is Milan Mikar. I'm here with Paul Goldstein, former 58 in the world. Thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
So we're talking today about the Generation Gap Invitational. Tell us a little bit about it and how you got involved in it.
Well, I got involved last year, and I was thrilled to be involved. I got involved because two of my favorite people, how lucky we are as the Northern California tennis community to have Amy Jensen running our player development. The passion and professionalism that she brings to USTANorcal is unparalleled. And she introduced me to it at first. And then, of course, the most passionate tennis player, fan, person I know, Charlie Hovler.
Yeah, for
whose
sure.
son, Charles, I played with at Stanford, also asked me to participate. And anything Charlie asked me to do, I just say, tell
Let's
me
go.
where to show up.
And so the idea behind it is to have the best adults and juniors in NorCal playing together. What do you think of that idea of mixing adults and juniors?
Well, I think it's a lot of fun, first of all, and I think it's important for a couple of reasons. Number one, it brings the tennis community together, more specifically the Northern California tennis community together. And anytime that happens, that's a good thing. Number two, it happens in a competitive manner, and I love that. To bring folks together like that with competition on the line, I think is really neat. Number three, I think from a junior perspective, it's a different dynamic. I think most of these juniors are used to playing their peers, and to have an opportunity to play against an adult it's just a different dynamic. And so I think that is important from a character building perspective. It's also important just from a different game style perspective, right? I mean, you're going to see a lot of the youth playing with strings that allow you to hit lots of rotation on the ball, and I think you're going to see some styles, Charlie Hovler being first and foremost, that are a lot different than these kids are going to be used to seeing. And so I think it's important from that standpoint just to see them have to compete against a different style than they're accustomed to. And lastly, if you're an adult, I mean, what a better way to relive your youth a little bit and get out on the court.
For sure.
I know I'm looking forward to get out there.
From Stanford.
Yeah, get out there on the Stanford courts, back at the alma mater, play against some of these 17-year-olds. And by golly, I wish I was still 17, but I know I'm not. But maybe just for a day or an afternoon, I can pretend I am again.
Yes, and what do you think about maybe having this in tournaments? There are open tournaments that juniors can do, but because they have to chase all the points in juniors, what do you think as far as having like a rating more both for juniors and adults at the same time, like a lot in Europe?
Yeah, so I mean there's this universal rating system concept, and I'm a supporter of it. I confess I don't know all the details of it, but I've certainly been briefed, and I mean I think there's a lot of it that makes a lot of sense in this universal rating system, and I'd be supportive of it and certainly interested in learning more.
And then lastly, do you think, I mean you had a great career, do you think if you had played against a little more against adults when you were younger, do you think that would have changed some things, or do you think, I mean you had a great career, so clearly you did something right there?
Yeah, well, thank you. I had an okay career, and certainly like any competitor, and the better you do, the better you think you can do. And so, but that's just being a competitor. But I had a wonderful experience both during my amateur career as a junior tennis player, my collegiate career at Stanford, 4 wonderful years there, and then 10 years of professional tennis. A phenomenal experience. Wouldn't have traded it for the world. Did not, when I was a junior, didn't necessarily play adults all that often, but did occasionally. Again, it presented a much different dynamic. Hard to know whether or not, if I had done that a little bit more, how much that would have benefited me, but I certainly don't think it would have hurt. What I can say is that when I was making the transition from college to playing professional tennis, even when I was a junior and had the opportunity to get exposed to some professional tennis and play against some of the adults, those practice sessions I had with adults as a junior were important. So nothing but benefit for sure. To the extent of the benefit, smarter person than me to figure that out.
No, I mean I think it's a great concept. Like I said, in Europe, it's present all the time. We play when we're really young, but I mean it does have pros and cons. So I think it's something to explore definitely.
No doubt.
So, well, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it, and we look forward to having you on the Stanford court.
My pleasure. Looking forward to it.
Thank you.